Today we'll be going over the Supreme Week 7 drop list and resale predictions. Like this video and subscribe for more Supreme videos and resale prediction videos. Alright, first up we got the Supreme box logo long sleeve tee. These are going to retail for $48 and resell for around $2.50. This is definitely the best item to go for and definitely the best item of the week and probably the best item of the year so far, just because margins on these are going to be insane. These are going to retail for $48 and resell for around $2.50, just because box logos do amazing, and I think the box logo long sleeve tee is no different. Like, these look really nice. I mean, I'm not a really big fan of the box logos. Like, I would never pay $250 for a box logo, but these do look nice, and I think a lot of people will be dropping a lot of money for these. So these could really range from like $230 to $300 depending on the size you get. Of course, smalls will do better and certain colorways will do better as well, but these are instant profit if you do get one of these. These are easily $100 to $150 profit just for one of these. Next up, we got the Supreme Colgate Toothpaste. These are going to retail for $3 and resell for around $15. There definitely isn't really a lot of money to be made on these, just because you're going to probably have to sell them on like eBay and like make a lot less money compared to like if you could sell them in person. But I think if you do get bulk of these, I think you could probably make like $50 on these. If you just get like 8 of these in one cart, I think you can make $50 on just one cart of 8. So I think these are a profitable item, but I'd probably stay away from them and try and go for the tees or the box logo instead of these. Next up, we got the Supreme Wide Rib Beanie. These are going to retail for $34 and resell for around $70. These are also a good item to go for. I think it's pretty good if you go for them in a multi-cart with the tees, and these should resell for around $70. So there is money to be made on these, and I think it's going to be an item that if you hold for maybe 2 to 3 months, I think these could reach around $100. So it's definitely a good sellable item around winter time, because these will definitely spike up in price as it gets a lot colder and a lot more people want these beanies, so prices will go up when it's around winter time. Next up, we got the Supreme Futura logo Crewneck. These are going to retail for $148 and resell for around $210. These are definitely a good item to go for. I don't think they'll have that much resale value, but you definitely should be able to make $20 to $30 per crewneck of these you do get. And I just think it's a really nice item, and a lot of people will want these, so they will resell for a good amount. It's just a really clean look, and it's just got a fat Supreme logo on it on the front. So people will want these, and they should resell for a good amount. Some of the colorways really won't resell for that much, but I think red, black, and white also all should do very good. Next up, we got the Supreme Big Logo Beanie. These are going to retail for $40 and resell for around $70. In my opinion, these should do very well, especially the flannel colorways. I think those could do even better than $70 off the jump. Those could maybe reach $90. I wouldn't be surprised if these are like $120 beanie around like January, just because these are pretty unique in my opinion. And although some of the last Big Logo beanies have kind of bricked, I think the flannel ones, since they're more unique than the like usual Big Logo beanies, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit 120 in winter time, just because they are more unique and they do look really nice in my opinion. Next up, we got the Supreme Sun Tee. These are going to retail for $38 and resell for around $70. In my opinion, this is definitely the best tee of the week, and I think this should do pretty good as time goes on, because I feel like this is a really cool tee, especially if you do get in like a black colorway, because I feel like that sun logo is just going to pop a lot. So I think these could do even better than that, but I think mostly they'll do around $70. But I think they will go up as time goes on. They could hit around 100, 120 in maybe just 6 months or so, because like a lot of the tees from the years before, they hit like $100 in just a couple months. Next up, we got the Supreme Smurfs Tee. These are going to retail for $48, resell for around $75. In my opinion, this is really underwhelming. I feel like they could have just put the one, or like the logo they put on the skateboards on these, and these would look way more fire. But I still think these will do pretty good. I think around $75 is a pretty reasonable price, and they'll definitely resell off the bat. So there is money to be made on these 100%. And I think prices will go up as time goes on, but if they made it the same logo as they did on the skateboard, I think these would do 100 times better. They'd probably sell for around like $100 to start, and maybe go up even more as time went on. Next up, we got the Supreme Clientele Tee. These are going to retail for $48 and resell for around $70. These definitely should do pretty good, but I mean, I don't like them that much, even though it is a Ghostface Killah's tee. And I do think these look kind of nice. I think the back logo looks really cool. But yeah, I don't really think these are going to do that well just because it is like not the greatest logo in my opinion. And I think a lot of these other tees this week are kind of terrible compared to like the first two. So this really isn't that amazing, but it definitely will resell for a good amount of money. It definitely should climb as time goes on. Next up, we got the Supreme Ultra Fresh Tee. These are going to retail for $38, resell for around $65. In my opinion, this is a fine tee. I don't really think it looks that good, but people will like this, and especially if you get like a black, I think these will look pretty good and should resell for a good amount of money. So there definitely is some money to be made, but I just don't think it'll be that much money. Next up, we got the Supreme Scratch Tee. These are going to retail for $38 and resell for around $65. I think this does look pretty cool. I don't know why that many people like dislike it, and I wouldn't be surprised if like a white or a black colorway does really good just because the colors will certainly pop out on those. But I definitely think this is a shirt where there is some money to be made, but just not that much. So it's definitely going to be good in a multi-cart, and you should be able to make $20 per shirt in a multi-cart. Next up, we got the Supreme Fox Racing Hooded Sweatshirt. These are going to retail for $168 and resell for around $200. There's not really that much money to be made on these, but these are kind of a cool personal item. I wish they kind of toned it down on the Supreme logos because there's 3 different Supreme logos on this hoodie, but it definitely looks like a nice hoodie, and I definitely think it is a pretty cool personal, but it definitely won't resell for that much money. Next up, we got the Supreme Velvet Camp Cap. These are going to retail for $54, resell for around $70. I definitely think these should do pretty good, especially with the checkerboard one. That will probably go for around $80 off the bat. And I think it is a pretty good multi-cart item, but it really won't resell for that much just in a single cart. So I would stay away from it unless you can get it with some tees or some of the beanies. Next up, we got the Supreme Pills Tee. These are going to retail for $38 and resell for around $55. They definitely could resell for a little bit more if there is a Supreme logo on the pills, but I really can't see one right now just because this photo is kind of hard to like actually see the details of it. So if there isn't a Supreme logo, I think 55 really is the number, and it really shouldn't do that well just because I think a lot of people buy Supreme shirts just for the logo. I mean, it makes sense. Supreme is a really big brand, and it's like a hypebeast brand. So I don't really think it'll resell for that much, but I definitely think you can make $5 to $10 in a multi-cart, or if you do get these in store. Next up, we got the Supreme Stonewash Sweater. These are going to retail for $148, resell for around $180. In my opinion, these do look kind of cool, but there's definitely not going to be any actual resale value on these, and these will really be a personal item. And I think for the retail price of $180, these are kind of a good price, but they're not really going to do anything for resale value. And even as a sweater, they are kind of expensive at $148, so you're really just buying it for the logo. Next up, we got the Supreme Fox Racing Puffy Jacket. These are going to retail for $248 and resell for around $280. In my opinion, these are fine looking, but they're just really nothing special. And I think since the retail is so high, these aren't going to resell for that much, so I'd stay away from them if you're going to try and resell these. But it is a kind of cool personal, so if you're into that, I mean, the retail price is pretty high, so I'd probably stay away from it as a personal as well. Next up, we got the Supreme Technical Field Jacket. These are going to retail for $248, resell for around $260. These are basically just a Minecraft Supreme collab, and I mean, they look pretty funny. I mean, especially this one is just such a weird jacket. It literally looks like a Minecraft jacket. So I would definitely stay away from these if you're trying to resell them, but if you do want one for a personal, even though the retail is super high, I mean, definitely go for it. It's going to be pretty cool personal item just because these are probably going to be pretty good quality. Next up, we got the Supreme Fox Racing Sweatpants. These are going to retail for $158, resell for around $180. These are really not a good item to go for just because they are so expensive. But I mean, they're kind of a cool personal item, especially the black one. I think the black ones do look pretty cool. It just has a fox logo right around your groin, so it's kind of a weird that's kind of a weird place for a logo, but it's fine. I mean, it does look pretty cool either way. Next up, we got the Supreme Dicks tee. These are going to retail for $38, resell for around $50. This is probably one of the worst tees Supreme has put out in a while. Like, this does not look good at all, and it'll probably brick even at $38 retail, which is something to say. Like, these could sell for like $45 per tee. I wouldn't be surprised if they even go lower, like $40 per tee, just because this does not look good at all, and I just think these are super ugly, and I don't know who would really want to wear this on any tee. Next up, we got the Supreme Tartan flannel shirt. These are going to retail for $128, resell for around $130. In my opinion, these really don't look that good. I think the only way they'd even resell is if they had a Burberry pattern on one of them, but even that would maybe only bump the resell up to like $150. So these really aren't going to do that good, and it's really just a personal item. And I do think these are pretty cool personal items, so cop it if you are a fan of these. Next up, we got the Supreme Precision 6-panel. These are going to retail for $48, resell for around $60. I think these do look kind of cool, but it's really nothing special, especially for a 6-panel. So I'd stay away from these unless you can get them in a super big multi-cart, or if you just want them for a personal, because these really won't resell for that much money. Next up, we got the Supreme Dragon hockey jersey. These are going to retail for $138, resell for around $140. There's really no reason to go for these. These, in my opinion, don't look good at all, and they won't resell for much money either. So I would definitely stay away from these. Next up, we got the Supreme LAMF short sleeve top. These are going to retail for $68, resell for around $70 to $75. I actually wouldn't be surprised if these do a little bit better, just because it is kind of clean, I guess, but I don't know why you'd wear LAMF on your shirt, and just because it has a Supreme logo, it won't do that well. So I'd stay away from it if you're trying to resell. Last up, we got the Supreme Compact Dot Rayon short sleeve shirt. These are going to retail for $128, resell for around $125. Definitely stay away from this if you're trying to resell. It won't do that good, and it doesn't look good at all, so I'd stay away from it. But this week, there's a ton of resellable items, so I'd probably go for the box logo first, but I think it's probably safer to just try and go for a multi-cart with some of the tees and the beanies, just because there's a lot more money to be made on those, and that's a lot more of like 100% chance of getting those compared to the box logo, which is a super low chance of getting those. So I would just try and go for those first, or like a tee cart first, and then go for the or like a box logo cart first, and then go for the tees. But either way, there's a ton of money to be made this week, and you'll definitely make some money. If you guys do want to join my Discord, there is a link in the description. We got a ton of stuff in there. We got slots, we got monitors for Shopify, and we just got a bunch of people that can help you out with anything reselling. And we got a ton of good people in there. It's a great community. I would 100% suggest you joining it.